Some 100 years ago, this aerial landscape that you see now, a pristine Kerala village known as Kanyanapalli, did not have the same kind of trees or canopies. This land was full of tall coconut trees, coffee, and cashew trees, and pepper vines all around. Sometime around year 1900, the British brought rubber trees to Kerala. They offered a new crop called rubber, promising better income. The automobile industry was flourishing in the West, and our energetic farmers in Kanyanapalli were quick to learn the techniques of growing and processing this sticky, chemically processed rubber as a cash crop. The planters made money and built many bungalows all around. The two large houses you see now on the right and left belonged to my grandfather and my granduncle. Two successive generations enjoyed the cash flow brought by the rubber crop. The value of their land increased manifold. Children were sent to boarding schools and prestigious colleges all over South India. Small town Kanyanapalli became famous for its affluent families and aristocratic way of life. Then came the great oil crash, oversupply of rubber, and prices crashed. That drove all planters into large debt and despair since year 2010. Now the two bungalows you saw on your right and left are empty. The new generation migrated to the West for a living. And of course, they were lucky as their good education brought them affluence again, obviously in another world. Now, what do we do with our rubber trees that the British brought to us 100 years ago? The rubber delivered enough money for 3 generations. The job is done. Do we have better choices for our coming generations? Yes. Agriculture is rewarding despite risk attached if we choose the right crop and the right timing for the right market. And also, you did your economic study very well. I did an experiment in Rambutan 12 years ago when I cut down 4 acres of rubber trees and planted Rambutan instead. This aerial view is about my 130 Rambutan trees in 4 acres of land in full bloom this April 2020. In the last 10 years, I earned more than 1 crore from this farm. Can you believe this? Now, why am I telling you all this? Because I have a message to share with my fellow planters and also with our lawmakers. Here are my flamboyant rambutan trees blooming profusely this season again, consistently for the 10th year in a row. The Kerala government should permit our farmers make a choice of fruit farming options like rambutan or whatever that gives an assured few lakhs of revenue per acre. Our lawmakers should liberalize farming, giving choices on emerging fruit and edible crops that suit farmers best economically. Let us rewrite our laws and agri policies now. Let us stop insisting we grow outdated industrial crops like rubber in our fertile central Kerala region. We have many other perennial fruit trees with a life of more than 50 years that give us food crops and also protect our soil and environment. Do we still have a reason to stick to old political compulsions that created a KLR Act 50 years ago? Will it continue to serve any political, social, or economic goals for our future generations? Please consider the fact that social habits of consumption of farm produces will undergo radical changes in a fast growing India. It is essential we must review what is good for the economic progress of all our farmers and workers. Kerala is naturally gifted with a tropical climate to embrace emerging opportunities and technologies in edible fruit farming and food processing sector. We have a dozen or more fruits most suitable for our Kerala soil and climate that will make farming profitable. Now, who will enlighten our lawmakers on this so that they liberalize our farming and lift crop restrictions? Let me do a bit by showcasing my 12-year Rambutan trees as an example. They give me handsome profits year on year, more than any other crop ever did, I promise, in the last 100 years of Kerala agriculture. Come this August 2020, I will upload an aerial view of the coming harvest to prove my humble point. Please clear off your rubber trees for God's sake and produce edible crops, as we have a huge consumer base rich enough to buy our crops. Thank you.